Hey guys, we're in the office. There's Maple, there's Pie, and there's Peach. Where's Cherry? He's coming shortly, guys. We're gonna have him come in the room on his own. Then he'll jump up on that chair and he'll join the birds. Cherry should be coming any time. There he is. Look, he's hopping up there just like I said. Peach said hello. There they are. All four together in the office. Hey guys, it's Dennis here. And there's Kulika.
Hi.
She's joined the gang in the office here too. You probably just seen the last video we did. We were in the bird area talking about the things you shouldn't feed them. I'll put a link below to that video if you didn't see that and you're watching this one for the first time. And yeah, I still have the cold, but I'm sucking on a cough candy, so it's helping me out right now. So now we're going to do a question and answer video. There's always questions on our channel in the comment section about the birds and stuff. So we picked a few out and we're going to answer them today. So somebody's asking, why do we keep the birds in cages, Kulika?
Yeah, we don't really keep them in cages all the time, but whenever we are around and we can monitor them, then we let them out. But when we can't keep an eye on them, then we put them in cages, because we also have a cat and a dog living in the house. And like little Pie and Maple, they don't really even fly. So if they fall on the floor, then they're stuck there. They can't get back up. And I just don't feel comfortable about cat and dog being in the same space with them on the floor. So Cassie is very gentle with our birds, and he would never intentionally hurt any one of them. And I think he just really loves them too, because he grew up with Peach, but he's still a dog. And what if he would put his paw, she would put her paw on just to play or something, and we just don't want that to be any possibility. And also, in order for your birds to be safe in your house, your whole house has to be completely bird proof.
Yeah.
But the houses usually aren't. So like for example, when you're cooking something, or the hot plates are hot, or even when you're using a toaster, and there are all kinds of dangers for birds in the kitchen. And also ceiling fans. So you could have a ceiling fan going, and then your bird could fly into a fan, and lots of birds have got killed that way. So ceiling fans are incredibly dangerous for birds. And there are even more dangers that you could not even think of. Maybe some indoor plants that they will be killing are toxic. Or maybe they'll find a cup of coffee or a glass of beer somewhere. Or there are some, you just can't even foresee everything.
And they like being in the cages too, right?
And they don't even, most of the times when we open the cages, they don't even come out from there. So they feel safe there.
Yeah, so that's their castle. So
yeah.
We're not keeping them in cages because we're torturing them or anything. We want them to be safe, and to be safe, you got to have them in a cage sometimes. But we play a lot with them. We know crows and magpies are very social birds, and we interact with them all the time. And you guys know that if you've been watching our videos. I think I'm sounding a little better up here in this video, guys. I still got the cold. This is the same day we filmed the other one about what not to feed them. But there's another one. It's not really a question here, it's a comment, and they're just commenting what they want to comment. They're not asking, they're just assuming. They said that it's too bad you guys clip all their wings so they can't fly. Well, that couldn't be farther from the truth. This is Peach. He's our 4-year-old crow. Look at his wings here. This bird is capable of flight. There's nothing wrong with his wings. They've never been trimmed. Peach is an excellent flyer.
Yeah, he's an excellent feather condition.
Yeah.
Can't be better than that.
And then up here, here's Pie. We don't trim his wings. He's damaged his own wings by his shenanigans. He's quite cheeky, and he's always playing in the cage upside down and everything, and he's done that. And then there's Maple here. Her tail feathers have never really developed. We don't really know why that is. We've never trimmed. And then there's Cherry back there. He has a broken wing that had surgically repaired. And sometimes we trim his just for hygiene reasons, because it gets dirty and then he gets poop on his wing. So that's the only time. But we do not clip any of these birds' wings.
Yeah, in regards to the question about trimming their wings, we don't really have any reason to lie you guys about trimming their wings. So if we would consider it necessary to trim their wings, then we would. And then we would also tell you that that's what we do. And the vet even explained it to us how to do it exactly and how far and all this. So if we would for some reason decide it's better for them to trim them, then that's what we would do and we will tell you. But so there is no reason to lie really, but we don't. So so we don't want you to think that we do when we don't. So there is no reason to suspect that we do. So.
No reason to assume anything, you know.
Yeah, so we just don't see any need, because Peach is excellent flyer, like you saw in the previous video, when we were talking about what not to feed. Peach was flying above our heads there, so he's an excellent flyer, and that is he would be the only one whose wings would make sense to trim, so he wouldn't fly, because he is excellent flyer. But the other ones can fly anyway, so why would we trim anyone's wings? So there's a proof that we don't, because Peach was flying right in the previous video. So
I'm working on another question, guys. There's Peach, he's a boy. There's Pie, he's a boy. There's Maple, Maple's a girl. And Cherry in the back there, he's a boy also. So 3 boys and a girl. We've been asked this question quite a bit. How do you know if they're a boy or a girl? How do you find that out? Well, it's very difficult actually. What we do is we take all our birds to the university vet college here where we live, and they examine them, and then to find out if they're a boy or a girl, they draw a little bit of blood and they send it away for a DNA test, and then we get the results in the mail. So that's how we found out that there's 3 boys and a girl here. Another good question here. Can anyone have a crow or a magpie for a pet? Well, Kulika?
Yeah, well, if you're considering having a crow as a pet, first thing you should really check to see what it says in your local jurisdiction about whether it is legal to have a crow or magpie as a pet. Because in many jurisdictions it is illegal to keep crows and magpies as pets. So where we live it is not illegal, so we can offer a home to a crow. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you live somewhere where it's not legal, then you should take into consideration that you might have trouble offering any medical help for that bird, because you cannot take him to the vet. Because if you take your bird to the vet and it's not allowed for you to have a crow, then they might just take him away from you. So you just need to consider these things. But then also, if you end up with a crow that would not be releasable, and you know for sure that if you take him to the vet, he will just be put to sleep, then your care for that bird might be the only option for life for that particular bird. So it's up to you to consider all these things and make your decision accordingly.
And for some people, they can't even look after a dog. Like, when you think about it, some people work full time, they come home, they cook dinner, and they're so tired. Then they watch TV for a while, and then it's getting late, and their dog's looking at them, like, oh, I gotta take him for a walk. So, even having a dog or any pet is hard for some people. So a crow is no different, or magpie. And they're very social animals too. They want to interact with you. So if you're going to have any pet, you got to be responsible and think about it and say to yourself, could I really handle it right now? Because that's why the shelters are full of cats and dogs all over the place. So Kulika has another question here.
Yeah, some people are asking us, why won't you guys just release these birds back to the wild? Just let them go and have a wild life. Well, first of all, we have 3 imprinted birds here. Peach, Maple and Pie. And Cherry is not imprinted on us, but he can't fly because his wing is broken. So, well, we try to fix it, but he doesn't fly anyway. So, he's unreleasable. And Peach, Maple and Pie, they are unreleasable because they are imprinted on us. So, Peach, Peach is our first crow. He's 4 years old now. And when we first found Peach, we didn't really know what it would be like for a bird to become imprinted, because way back in Europe I had rescued and released successfully 2 crows, and they never became imprinted on me. So with Peach, when we found Peach, he was way too young to be out of the nest, and we raised him for a little while, and then we took him to the wildlife rehab place so that he would be released, because we wanted to give him a chance for a wild, free life. But after 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 1 day was what Peach spent in the rehab, and they determined that he's not really releasable, because he wasn't mingling around with the other crows there, so he obviously didn't identify himself with anyone with beak. So yeah, they gave Peach back to us, and since then Peach became our family member. And in regards to Maple and Pie, well, we just released about a few weeks ago a couple of videos about how we ended up with these birds. So these videos are telling their story in very detail.
Yeah, and they're imprinted on us too, so like they're all unreleasable. But what does imprinted mean, Kulika?
Well, apparently, if a bird becomes imprinted, that means that you really are everything for that bird. You are their life. So they don't really, they identify with you as one of your kind.
Flock,
so they think you're their flock member, you're their family, so they don't have any other life. So look at Pete, he's just so happy to see us and be with us. So he won't come out of his cage, but when we open his cage and we go sit in that armchair downstairs there, he will fly on our lap to be petted. And he's always dancing and fluffing his wings, and he's so happy to see us. And even food is of secondary importance for him. When we go with a food dish and put some food in his dish, and he actually won't go to eat until he has got all the petting from us that there is to be got.
So when a bird is imprinted on you, they're yours for life, right, Kulika?
Yeah, so this really is important decision. So if you get bird imprinted, you are responsible for that bird for the rest of his life, or your life. So it's a serious thing, so it's a serious commitment. So if you get a bird imprinted on you, you better make informed decision, because you are responsible for that bird.
Look at that, guys. There's Peach.
Yeah, so
Peach thinks we're his family.
We are fully committed to Peach. So when I come home from work, first thing I'm thinking is Peach, and of course other birds, but especially Peach.
Yeah, Peach. Also, releasing an imprinted bird wouldn't be very wise, because we're the bird's family. So he goes out into the wild, he or she, and she doesn't have those life skills with other birds, and they don't fit in. They're not part of their flock. So it'd be like me walking in New York somewhere and going into a strange neighborhood and, hey guys, how's it going? And hanging out with them and want to do stuff. And they'd say, who the hell is this guy? Like, you might walk into the wrong neighborhood and they'll kill you. That's the same thing in the wild. Birds, if you don't fit in, they'll kill, because you're competition. They're scared of that, so they'll gang up on you. We've heard stories like that. So it's not safe for an imprinted bird to be out in the wild. So like Kulika said, it's a big responsibility, but we're up for it. So I'm going to end this video, guys. My voice is getting worse. If I keep going, you won't be able to understand me. So thanks for watching. And if you're new here, please subscribe to our channel. We got a lot of videos up there. And don't forget about the notification bell. Click that so you're always notified when we get new videos out. We'll see you in the next one, guys.